Let me see it in the comment section. If you can hear me, let me see it in the comment section, please. If you're online, say hi. Let's go. Okay. You can see favored. Hear me? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, tell me that you can hear me, please. It's past 8 already. Let's start. All right. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you. So, my name is Candid, and I'm your host tonight for Ladies Let's Talk, Episode 2. And as we know, today is Confidence and Self-esteem Workshop for her. Okay. So, first of all, confidence and self-esteem. In the practical world, is that ability you have in yourself to stand up for yourself, say your mind without feeling being attacked, or that place where you don't feel less of yourself. If you get me, you can still indicate we're just starting up. I'm just trying to lay a foundation. Your confidence and self-esteem can be affected by the things that have happened in your life and the things that are still happening. And that's why we're having this tonight to talk about it. Your confidence and self-esteem is your ticket to do so many things in this life. Okay, let me say categorically that any things that you'll be robbed of in life. And there are so many people who will intentionally tamper with your confidence and self-esteem just to bring you down. If you think everybody is innocent, life will rob you. That's the truth. Everybody is not as innocent as you think they are. Some persons have ulterior motives. Some persons want you to be small, but it is your responsibility not to be small. So this night, I crave your indulgence to listen to what I have to tell you about your self-esteem and confidence. Okay? And if you have any question as we go forward, please do not hesitate to put it down. So after this, we're going to ask questions. Let me say it again. My name is Candid and I'm your host tonight. And the disclaimers, please, I have a dog. In case you hear her voice, please forgive us. Thank you. So tonight, let us start. We have a few topics to deal with. Take notes. Starting out without a head start. We know this can affect your confidence. Bullying, competition, domestic violence, verbal abuse, emotional abuse. Chores. I intentionally added this topic. Chores. Just because I'm a girl can affect you. That's why I said this workshop is for ladies. But guys, you're absolutely welcome. Then the last topic is woman to woman. We're going to have that talk, okay? So let's start out. Okay. Starting out without a head start. Welcome, everybody. Okay, let's look at it this way. Some persons started out from a pedestal. Just like in the game of Ludo, there are people who started that already had a base. Maybe their parents had already done some work for them. Some uncles had some platforms for them. There are connections that are already established to help them. So you and them, are not starting on the same level. In the game of Ludo, you can shake the dice and drop it, and you get that 6 6, and you're good to go. And then someone else keeps shaking until they get it. But you know one thing, you can actually start out with someone before any other person, but how you manage your starting will help you. But now, for you who doesn't have a head start, is who I'm talking to this night. So, for you who doesn't have a head start, it can affect your confidence and your self-esteem. Let me give you something you should keep in mind. Going around crying, I have no one. My parents didn't do this for me. This happened and the other one happened. Won't help your self-confidence. In fact, there are people who will prey on you because you are crying to them. There are persons who will prey on you just because you came crying and dropped yourself at their feet. It's you and mess you up. And at the end of the day, you will have yourself to blame. And then your self-esteem is so messed up. Your confidence is so damaged that you can't even say anything or help yourself anymore because you're feeling sorry for yourself. Okay? So let me say this. There are things you should do to boost your self-esteem, even if you don't have a good head start. So your starting point, let me say it because I wrote it here. Your starting point does not define your journey or your what. Confidence is not for those who had it easy, or those who had it easy from the start. It is something you build from within, right where you are. So it's a choice you have to make to build that self-confidence from within. Face your demons. Just because you're waiting for someone to save you, let me say it, nobody is coming to save you. You have to dig your own way. You have to do your homework well. So as a woman, the world is already scoring you. As a woman, there are so many things that are already messing up your headway. But what do? Are you going to keep your back on the ground and allow it? So, first of all, recognize your inner strength. Those things that make you you. There are some unique abilities about you that, to an extent, have been talked down. Just because someone wants to be mischievous or naughty, wants to take away that pride you have, or things you know you can do for yourself. So, first of all, I'll say recognize your inner strength, even if or even though it's been talked down and it looks as if it's not there. Your innate abilities are there. And one thing about the creation is that God gave all of us gifts. There is something about you. Build it from there. I will stay there if you can hear me. So the second thing I want you to do is to challenge that inner voice. There are some things that have been put in your head, be telling you you're not enough, and you're beginning to say it yourself. Someone has talked you down, someone has mashed on you. Let me go practical a little bit. Have you noticed that if as a child you lived with someone or with your parents or with whoever you lived with that maltreated you, it has a very huge way of affecting what you become. Because the child is the father of the man. That means what shapes you, your well-being, who you become, who you are now, is a product of your childhood. And if that childhood was messed up, who you are now will be messed up. Do you get? So, not needed. I'm not saying that you, to some extent, you don't need speed in life or something, but if you're running a race, you know that you don't need to suit up to run a race, right? We are running a race, you strip down. You don't need to suit up to run a race. So there are some things you need to take off, and there's some tenacity. That's when you build resilience. That's when you build That inner patience. Because the truth is, once you're starting out on something that you know will be profitable, obstacles will come. I'm yet to see that person who rose from 0 to 100 that didn't go through a lot. It's part of the package. Okay. So your small steps. Let me say it like someone who is in my line. I'm a writer, and there's sometimes you have a topic you're trying to write on, and you're seeing it's so big. Embracing your small steps can be writing for 15 minutes a day. Sometimes it's not even writing, it's down and thinking it through. Think about what you want to write. And by then, some little pieces will begin to come that you begin to jot down, which will be developed to a topic. But if you sit down and say it's so small, it's so big, I can't do it, you can't get anywhere. And then when you look down at it and say, what is this? This is so small. You will small wins. They are crucial to building your confidence. I'll repeat it again. Celebrate your small wins. They are crucial to building your confidence. Remember, there are so many successful people everywhere, but we are talking about the woman. There are many successful women. I want you to have this assignment. What I want you to do is look around you and see if there's any successful woman you know. Any successful woman at all that you know. Do a little or more research about her and see how she goes. Some people tell their stories in their books, in their articles, in the things they do. They may not come to you and download it. It may be pieces by pieces, and then you'll find it. Okay? So I want you to look at some women that you admire and see how they got where they got to. Okay? So remember, this is a workshop, so I have an actionable step for you. And that's why I said when you're coming today, come with your biro and your book. I came with mine. So, actionable steps. Look at the 3 strengths you wrote down. I told you to write down your strengths. So now, look at the 3 strengths. Look at the 3 strengths you wrote down. Now, write down one achievable step you will take this week that will move your goals forward. Okay? So, with this actionable step, we're done with the first topic. Remember the first topic, starting out without a head start. Nobody is coming to help you. It is your responsibility, okay? To pick up yourself from where you are. It will warrant you to sit down and take so many things into consideration. No matter who has put your back down, get up and get going, okay? So the next topic here is bullying. If you have ever been bullied, you know that this can affect your self-esteem and confidence. I've been bullied, so I'm talking out of experience. It's not just a school thing. I know that as students in school, we went through bullying. It's not just a school thing. It affects you in many ways, especially for women. See, it affects you in your workplace, in communities, in families, online. Haven't you seen that the social media culture we have today is looking for one mistake? See, you are posting things all the while and people are clapping for you. And just one mistake and you are dragged in a way you didn't see it coming. Such a bad culture. But that is what we have today. The cancel culture. But then the bullying, maybe something you did over a long thing you say will be rerouted to that thing you did. And bullying starts. I'm not saying you should go doing the wrong thing, but I made a definition. It said bullying is a deliberate, repeated behavior intended to intimidate, harm, or control another person. It is power imbalance and is never acceptable. The person is wanting to control you. Oh, let me give you an instance. When I was in junior school, I had that experience. There was this particular girl because I went to an all-girls school. There was this particular girl that sat pretty on my mother. She bullied me so much that as I am leaving my hostel to the class, my heart is palpitating because I don't know what to meet. She was so bad and so good at this bullying that I think we are the same age bracket, or maybe she should be older with 1 or 2 years. But what she did to me was indelible. That even when I see her, I begin to shake. You may look at, we were so young, maybe less than 10 years then, but she was very good at this. Imagine what she is now as an adult if she has not changed. And she was so particular. She picks on me for every step I make. And then if the teacher comes in and maybe there are some scores I didn't get right, oh my God, she would drag me. No, dragging didn't start from social media. There are some persons that have been a professional. It's just that the internet gave it a footstool and amplified it. She bullied me that even getting to my hostel, we weren't in the same hostel, but then she had to extend it to the hostel, and I was always shrinking for her. I was hiding so that because she had things to say. She was so mean. And when I'm talking about this, I mean just one, and she was that mean. But now you see adults do that thing. See, they just want to have power over you. They want that when they come out, you shrink and nobody hears. You can't talk, you can't express yourself. But hey, you can break away from that bullying. I did. One day I had to stand up to her. She didn't see it coming in my school. They tell you, do not fight, do not. I had to stand up to her. I found my way around it. And that was the end of it. Because, see, when you get bullying comes in many forms, and it is important you recognize it. Remember the last episode of Ladies Let's Talk that we had. There are some behaviors you look see if you can see them, if you can recognize them, if you can name them, you are a few steps forward in dealing with it. If you can see them, if you can recognize them and give them a name, you are on your way to break free. So first, there's verbal bullying. This one is insults, constant criticisms, humiliating comments, threats, name calling as verbal bullying. There's some persons that are very good at it. And then there is social and relational bullying, spreading rumors. Have you been there? Something that never happened. Someone just creates it. I've been there too. And you know what? It's women that sponsor these things against fellow women. Such a terrible attitude. And that's what we are here to address. Deliberately excluding someone. They want to isolate you so that they will nail you in a way that it will hurt you. Manipulating relationships, they find out that there is someone you're very close to or you are friends. They go there to manipulate that relationship and say things about you. And if that person has a small mind, you are done. They will gossip maliciously. There's a lady I know, she was a master in this. I don't know whether she has changed. The Lord help her. But oh my God, this can be deliberately damaging to self-control and confidence. I wish women will understand that turning off someone else's candle wouldn't make yours shine bright. I wish as women we can understand that if you feel threatened by a fellow woman or you feel she's higher than you, your best bet is not to go talking her down to feel better. Talking her down won't make you feel better or bigger than her. It won't. The only thing you're doing at that point, you're projecting your little self-esteem on her to make her small. But if it's someone who has built her confidence and self-esteem over time, you can only try. I don't know whether I'm still with you. Please, if you're online, give me a wave and please say something. Then be sure I'm not talking to myself. Then there is physical bullying. That one, they may think, okay, you will say that more. Not with adults now, but growing children do that a lot. School, children, teenagers, adolescents, they want to show you that they're bigger. You see, it will not be much in adults, though there are some adults that do it, but you see it in children mostly on physical or wanted contacts, intimidation through gesture, or damaged property. Just some persons can just intimidate you by maybe you're holding something, they break it just to get at you. You get. Have you seen where someone is building and someone is jealous because you're building and then they go crashing down on the building just to intimidate you? Physical bullying. There are people who are good at it. And I also want to say that this thing I'm saying is not just for you alone. If you're a parent, teach your children that is not the way to go about work. If you want to be bigger than someone, I don't think bringing the person is the way to go. You get? I think you should build so much confidence in your child that they don't feel small. And then sometimes it's even parents that do these things to their children. You crack down on the child's self-confidence. And if he goes out tomorrow and sees someone who's doing better than him or her, he wants to bring the person down because children will always pick what they see at home. So if you see a badly behaved child, trace it at home because that is where it starts. So another form of bullying is cyberbullying. You know that one. Internet users, you will see it. If it's not directly to you, you will see it happening to someone. And these things mess their mental health. Just because they're not coming out to cry, and some of them are going through depression. Be kind to people. And for you who is being bullied, refuse to be bullied. Sometimes you just need to give a bully his or her place to, and the person lets you be, or you ignore them. If it means isolating yourself from that person, if it means taking that person and block that person, if it's messing with your mind. Harassment on social media through text messages, emails, abusive messages, lies online, and some persons will go to the extent of sharing a private message you had with the person. Is that bad? Private message you guys talk, that the person will share it just to bring you down. And they will share it without your consent. Some persons go to the extent of creating fake profiles for trolls. They have the main one that they used to act all saintly, but then they have the one they create just to troll people. Bad. Once you notice that and it's already messing with you, yank it off. It is your responsibility to keep a sane space for yourself. Nobody will do it for you. You will have to do it for yourself. It is your responsibility to keep a sane space for yourself. I'm so sorry, this thing can actually be, even in families, what do? Separation is not cutting off. Give a distance. So, there are many families that are so dysfunctional, so bad, that is messing. Even where you have a safe space is with friends. But with your family, no, you don't. What do? Isolate. Push yourself back. So you matter. See, you are somebody. Your voice can be heard without being attacked. It's your responsibility to express yourself. So when you see this and you are, if you have your paper and your biro, you can write it. Bullying. Anybody who is bullying, just know it's not your fault. It is the issues, and they're projecting it on you. You need to say this to yourself. Build your support system. That's the next thing. Talk to friends you can trust. These days, having a friend that you can trust is my connection. I'm sorry, but that's it. Because some persons will disguise that they're with you until the chips are down and you're shocked. Sometimes it's a friend, it's a family member, it's even someone who you think is a mentor. And they give you away like that and you're shocked. But if you are blessed with people around you can trust, talk to them. Goodness. See, this doesn't work and maintain it. Be assertive. Like, it is not aggression. It's this thing you're doing to me, I don't like it, and I'm not going to. Calmly put it, or simply walk away from that situation. Do you understand? If this was a movie, we would have acted it out. Okay? Walk. Cancel that person from your space. Set your boundaries. And if they break it, you know is respect. There's something called respect. If they can't respect your boundaries, it's time for you to yank them out. Okay? Then document bullying if it happens in the place of work or maybe a corporate environment or online. If you want to report it, make sure you have documentaries. Document it because they are manipulative and they want to deny it. Okay? Disclaimer, this is not a legal advice. It's just a practical tip. Okay? But If you want to report this, like in workspace, please document it. Okay? Protect your space, engage in the argument. Your peace is paramount. And then don't be a bystander. If you see someone else being bullied, speak up for them. Ladies, please. If you see that someone is being bullied, do not stand there and watch it or contribute to the bullying. Sometimes you don't even know this person, but just because you want to prove a point, or maybe you just love how the person is being bullied, now add your own lies to make it look great. People are malicious for no reason or for stupid reasons. You shouldn't join it. So, the actionable point for this topic is remember you have the right to feel safe and respected. Bullying thrives in silence. So, commit to speaking up for yourself and for others. The actionable point here is to speak up for yourself and for others. Bullying thrives in silence. Someone said that the silence of the oppressed is the victory of the oppressor. So don't let anybody oppress you. So the next thing we are going to is competition. Women, you see that shoe, you want to have it, you want to compete for no reason, something that doesn't make something that makes absolutely no sense. You want to compete. Okay? You should not find yourself where you're having an unhealthy competition with anybody. That often pits us against each other. Sometimes it's even one careless comment someone made or a deliberate subtle comment or something someone said or instigated, and then the competition starts. So we live in a world that often pits us against each other, especially women. We're encouraged to compare ourselves, who is prettier, who is smarter, who is more successful, who is a better wife or a mother. This comparison is exhausting and incredibly damaging to your self-esteem. Whenever you see competition, especially an unhealthy competition, take a walk. There's a difference between healthy thriving and competition. Healthy thriving is that you push yourself to become a better version of who you are now. And you learn, you grow. See, this learning I'm talking about is you can comfortably learn from a fellow woman who is successful without putting her down. Let me say it again. You can comfortably learn from a fellow woman who is successful without necessarily putting her down or trying to rub shoulder with her or to show her this thing that you do, I can do it too. If you can do it, just do it. Why do you need to tell her? Unhealthy competition focuses on beating others, jealousy, self-doubt, and even undermining other women. I've seen situations where you see someone say, what is she feeling like? Who is she? That person is not saying nothing to you. Or okay, let me say it in one I've seen that relates to me. Like you're someone who has this fashion sense and likes to dress up. You understand? And then a fellow woman is seeing you, is jealous, angry, and begin to give you this. Who is she? What does she think she is? If you like how this person puts pieces together and made something beautiful, it's not good that you ask this person, how did you do it? Or you learn from the person. Instead of trying to put them, see, no matter how you try to put that person down, the person will not be down. It is you who have a problem and you should deal with your problem. And if it's you that is being put down, ignore that person. That person is infinitesimal compared to whatever you want to do with your life. Do not pay attention to people who want to bring you down with competition. There's no need for that. Just keep your focus. It's called backbiting for a reason. It is called backbiting when they're behind you. If they're not behind you, they won't backbite. So because they're behind you, I don't know why you're looking back to see what they're saying. Okay? Ignore them. So that feeling that we are frauds, that we don't deserve our successes, and that we'll be found out, or healthy competition fuels this feeling intensely. Let me explain to you what I mean by this imposter syndrome. You will see a woman that has climbed to a certain height in her career. Go to the comment section. She slept her way with. Is there's this nasty word ahead, clitocurrency or something like that. Very terrible. And they believe that okay, one day you'll be found out. We will discover you. I'm not saying there are people who ain't fake, but not everybody is fake. Everybody is innocent until they are proven guilty. So if you don't have any proof that they slept their way or there are malicious things they got there, keep your peace. Keep your peace. That competition doesn't make sense. Make sure you're not the one doing that. And when it's done to you, shut them out. There's a delete button in systems and computers and software. There's a block the hell out of them. So how can we navigate competition in a way that builds rather than breaks your confidence? One, define your own success. Question one, what does success look like to you? Everybody have different definitions of success. My definition is different from another person's definition. Focus on your own goals and values. Your journey is unique. If you didn't hear anything I said today, just type it in your head. Your journey is unique. You are not like any other person. There may be similarities, but you are unique in your own way. Okay? Shift from comparison to inspiration. Instead of you to be comparing yourself, why not feel inspired? Instead of jealousy of another woman's success, why not try to learn from her? How did she do this? How did she get here? What did you do differently? You can even get to the point of submitting to be mentored by this person. And true, people like mentees. That is the truth. And do not come there with negative vibe. If not, you won't get everything you need. If you go there and submit, they will teach you. And in that submission, there are some landmines you will escape. Do you know what that landmine is? The mistakes they made, even though they beat that mistake and got here, you will escape it. A man I respect someone say, when you stand in the shoulders of fathers, you see father. If they teach you, you don't have, when you will gain speed. You don't have to have the delays they had. Okay, let me say they were trying to design the cover of a perfume and kept on making mistakes, kept on making it before they got it. And you're trying to design cover of a perfume, maybe that looks closer to the ears. Don't you think you'll be faster in designing that if you learn from them? Because if they don't do it like this, you'll be faster. You will save more time. You will have less stress. So why would you go about comparing when you should be inspired? Let your success inspire you, not diminish you. Let their success inspire you, not diminish you. Celebrate your own progress, even if it's a snail progress, it's something. Okay? Do not despise the days of little beginnings. Those small steps that you had, keep it is not. That's verbal abuse, and it is a over time, it begins to chip away on your. You might start believing the negative things being destructive or jokes, but you know what this person is doing. From such, turn away and calmly set your boundaries. Okay? Once the person comes in, hey, hello. Until you speak up for yourself, you may not get over this thing I'm telling you. Okay? How to deal with it? Recognize it. Recognize it. Identify it. Identify that you are experiencing abuse and it's normal for you to disagree. It is a pattern of destructive communication. Know your rights. You have the right to be treated with respect. You have the right to express your feelings and opinions without being attacked. Sometimes they do that to shut you up so that you don't say anything. Or even when you say it, they'll not tell you that you're always complaining, you're always keeping count of things done to you. Sister, walk away. Okay? You have the right to feel safe in relationships, and once you begin to feel unsafe, get out. I don't care if it's family. Because this thing we do is blood is thicker than water, even though we quote that amount of context, because blood is thicker than water is not what we call it, especially in this part of the climb. In this climb, blood is thicker than water means something different, that we make it in a way that no matter what your family is doing to you, no matter what is going on with you, you should stay there, even if it's killing you. Blood is thicker than water, simply is. The blood of the covenant is stronger, is thicker than the water of the womb. So when you're talking about the covenant, it's talking about the tribe, your tribe, people, the friends you intentionally made by yourself, the where you choose to belong. Okay, but water of the womb sometimes can mess you up. Haven't you seen that the more people that mess you up, the more and take away a lot of things from your family? That's true. Set your boundaries. Remember what I'm saying, how to address verbal abuse. First, recognize it. Secondly, know your rights. And third, please set boundaries and maintain it. There are some boundaries you set and you intentionally maintain that boundary, no matter what's happening. Okay? State what is unacceptable. You can calmly put it. Something like, do not call me names. I disagree and my opinion is valid. You may need to end a conversation or create physical distance when boundaries are crossed. Nobody's going to chop your head for that. Okay? The next thing, don't engage in arguments. See, I wrote this thing here and I want to read it the way I wrote it to you. Trying to reason with a verbal abuser is often fruitless. They are not usually interested in understanding, but in controlling. They are not usually interested in understanding, but in controlling. Set your boundary and disengage if necessary. The next you should do is build self-esteem outside the relationship. Focus on activities, friendships, just like I said, your own tribe. Find your own tribe. I'm not talking about tribalism, your own tribe, your people. Do you understand? People you roll with. I'm not talking, and please do not quote me out of context. Create your own and lead properly. Lead yourself. Be self-sovereign. Stand out. Be you. Okay? Remind yourself of your strength and worth. Of independent of the abuser's words. Whatever the abuser is saying is their business. Be you. Everybody will be fine. Okay? Seek support. Talk to trusted friend, family, or therapist, whoever it is that you trust. Okay? All right. I hope. Okay, someone asks, what if the verbal abuser is your parent? I love this question because I intentionally dwelt on family. If the verbal abuser is your parent, leave. Because I know that in Africa, your parents will not comfortably accept to be called to book. Like you're telling them, this thing you're doing to me, I do not like it. They will ask you where you got the guts. Now, remember when I said, keep that boundary. I said something. They are not usually interested in understanding, but in control. I'm sorry, it's your parent, but learn to leave that place. Even if it means they are living at the point where you need to squat with someone. I know it can be an inconvenience, but you may leave and squat with someone or even start your own life. See, let me tell you something, it's going to be difficult. But when you declare and you decide that you have had enough, it will be enough. Okay? Learn to take a walk. I didn't say go and challenge your parent or insult the parent. No, there's no. Because if I want to assume that at this point, you may have tried to reason with them and they refuse to be reasoned with. What do? Walk. Reach out when there is a need to reach out. Reach out when there is a need to reach out. And if there's no need, for your sanity's sake, keep that boundary. Favored, ask the question. Okay. Said whether he or she, okay, said, or she, I don't know. But the question is, what if you don't have the resources to live? Oh, that's why I said it can be inconveniencing at the beginning. If there's someone you can squat with, Fine. But if you're squatting there, please do not make it look like you're here to stay forever. Some people like their space. If you don't have resources to live, in the earlier topic I talked about that can help you. Reach out to organizations that they are NGO. Okay. Okay. There's some persons that will want to support you a little. Please, I will beg you in the name of whoever you worship. If someone is helping you, do not give the vibe of that sense of entitlement. Whatever they give you, make something out of it. And please do not stay there because as overstay your welcome or stay there and think they will help you forever. Okay. If they're providing you with financial resources, find a way to multiply those resources so that you can live there quickly. Except they just want you to stay an extended time. Some people like their space. Okay. So for resources to live, there are platforms you can reach out. As for someone who can squat you need to get out of that environment. Okay. I hope I answered your question. If I didn't answer, you can still make it clear so that I will get it. So, the word for this topic is words have power. You do not have to tolerate communication that demeans, controls, or hurts you. Your voice and feelings matter. Okay? Whatever you feel matter. If you feel disrespected, work on it. Say it. Set boundaries, please. If you feel this thing is messing up your mind, do something about it. So the next abuse is emotional abuse. It's closely related to verbal abuse. But the disparity there is that it includes non-verbal tactics designed to control you, isolate or diminish. It's often subtle and is a gradual thing. Sometimes it's so difficult to pinpoint, but you will notice that the impact it has on your self-esteem is profound. Do you get? So, how you will notice emotional abuse, control. Control. The person wants to control you. Sometimes they will dictate who you are friends with, who you should see, where you should go, what you should wear, how you spend your money. Sometimes you notice excessive jealousy and possessiveness, monitoring your phone or social media. Emotional abuse, controlling. Now, another one is isolation. They want to cut you off from friends, family, support systems, making you more dependent on the abuser. You must have seen that in some marriages. You hear someone say, I got married and that cut me off from my family, from my friends, and this is, and then the person is abusing her so badly because now she has created an enmity with anybody who can help. Okay? Then another hallmark of emotional abuse is humiliation and degradation. Have you ever been, whether it's a parent or somebody, whoever it is, in the public, puts you down? Constantly criticizing you, making you feel worthless or incompetent. That's emotional abuse. Then the next one is gaslighting. Denying your reality, making you doubt your memory. Have you been there when you feel, am I bad or something? Don't I know what I... Do you understand? Like your perception, your sanity, you are crazy. That's never happened. You are too sensitive. Ooh. You see this particular one? And then you're trying to express how you feel about what somebody, then that's you're too sensitive. That's emotional abuse. I experienced that firsthand, and I will tell you, I know what it is. And then another one, they withhold affection and approval. They see you something right, they pretend like they have a problem, but just make it and it's blown off the roof. They will use silence, withdrawal, or neglect as punishment. You see, silent treatment, that's emotional abuse. Do you know that? Don't say, if you've been there and you've been taking it in, I think you should start vomiting. Spit it out. You see, the one that hurts most is that you know what you're complaining about. You know you felt wronged. You know you are crying and it's paining you. And they tell you you're too sensitive. And then you're not feeling, is there something wrong with me? But you know something is not wrong with you. You know what happened to you. From such work. Then the next one is unpredictability, creating an environment of fear, anxiety, where you don't know what might trigger the anger or withdrawal. So you to walk on eggshells. Your life is too good to go through that. Too good. Work. Okay, I wrote something here I want to read to you. I said, emotional abuse systematically dismantles your sense of self. You might lose what you enjoy, what you believe in. You might feel constantly anxious, depressed, confused, and responsible for the abuser's mood. You might start to believe you're the problem, but my dear, you are not the problem. The abuser is the problem, it's not you. I am so passionate about this topic because I know what I am saying. You are not the problem. It was never you from the beginning. It was the abuser. And the earlier you take responsibility to heal and get out of, see, I advocate for healing, but I don't advocate being in that heal. You won't heal in that same environment where you're being abused. God first. That's how I feel right now. Sister, we need to talk. Okay? You can reach out to me. We need to talk. Do you understand? Reach out to me. We will talk on this. But I will tell you of a truth. Stop taking the blame of the abuser. Whoever is abusing you knows what he or she is doing. And it is time you take responsibility for yourself and get out of that abuse. Okay? Get out of that abuse. Okay, healing from emotional abuse. Number one, the first one, leave that environment. Cut off from that environment. Even if it means blocking it, block it. If whenever they call you on phone is to make you small, cut it off. There are limitations you will keep having as far as you keep condoning abuse. There are extents you will never get to. Okay? So, first, naming it, acknowledge it, what you're experiencing or have experienced emotional is paramount. Okay? Next, reconnecting with yourself. Who were you before this relationship? It is difficult to find who you were before the relationship if it's happening inside your family because you met it, you grew into it. Okay? At this point, you need to get that. See, you need to journal this thing. That's why I told you to come. I was intentional when I say come with your book and your biro. We need to write these things down, please. I will appreciate it if you go back to this video and digest it. Okay? So write it down. Start rediscovering your inner self. See, you're on a journey to reclaim who you are. Maybe because of that abuse have lasted so many years, you forgot you, or you never even discovered you. Okay, so I need you to journal it. What are you feeling? What's going on with you right now? Write it. If you identify it, you are ready to heal. You are ready to start working out of it. What are you feeling? What's going on with you? What's messing up your sanity? Write it down. Then the next, see the statement. Start setting firm boundary. Make it firm. Okay? Make that boundary so firm. As with verbal abuse, see, define what is acceptable and what is not. This might mean limiting contact. In some cases, ending the relationship. Like we say it in Nigeria. Okay? Focus on self-care. Prioritize your own self right now. At this point, is approved to be selfish. You have given so much. You have poured out yourself so much. And yet, It's not getting better. You have bent some of your rules. You have bent over so much, yet it's not getting better. God first. I see your question. Can someone do that in the same environment of abuse if it is your family? No, you have to leave that place. You must leave that place. You can't heal in the same environment where you're being abused. See what it feels like. Someone is cutting you with a knife. That knife keeps coming and you try to heal. No, you're bleeding out. You won't heal. As far as that cut keeps coming, it's just a matter of time before your hand is cut off. How do you want to heal? No, you gotta leave that place. Take that step. Even when you're scared, if I leave, how do I cope? You wait, see if there's a way, there's a way. Arrange your living. Move. The next, seek professional help. There are therapists that can help you. Okay. The actionable step for this is your emotional well-being matters. You deserve relationships where you're safe, respected, valued, and free to be yourself. Okay? Yeah. So these are the topics I dealt with on abuse, domestic violence, emotional abuse, verbal chores. I named it chores just because I'm a girl. Chores. The things you're meant to do just because you're a girl. There is this thing I normally say. There was nobody born with broom and packer. All of us learned it. When you were coming out of your mother's womb, did you come with mopping stick? You did not. Okay. I'm not saying do not do chores, but I'm going somewhere. There's a reason I put this thing here. This chores just because I'm a girl and woman to woman. Okay. So let's shift this gear slightly and talk about something. For many of us as women, it is something we saw as kids. We grew into it. We were born into it. Okay. So okay, let me read what I said. This starts early for so many girls and women. The unequal burden of household chores based purely on gender. This might seem small compared to other topics, but it's a real impact on confidence and opportunity. Why I added it to this confidence workshop is that have you been in a situation where you get an opportunity? For instance, you get a job or an opportunity. Let me say you decide you apply to work with United. Maybe you're still living with your family. Because of these responsibilities that you have brothers who I can actually take up this responsibility for you to go and find yourself, something that will be your self-esteem, something that will be your confidence. But because you are a woman, you will cancel that opportunity just to attend to that. And tomorrow, when you are so aged that you don't have experience and everything, and finally you find yourself in the workforce, you'll still be segregated because you don't have enough experiences or the confidence for this job. Traditional gender roles, which are social ideas, not biological ideas, often dictate that girls and women are primarily responsible for cooking, cleaning, childcare, caring for the home. Boys and men are often excused from this task. I will applaud those who are beginning to train their boys to do things and know that these things I mentioned are basic skills, basic life skills. It's not something that is gender based. It's not. Okay. So the impact of this to your self-confidence and so to your confidence and self-esteem is less. Truth is that if something happens, God forbid, hmm, that you leave this this terrestrial body, you know that those people will still survive without you. You know, but do you know that they will move on? They will cry for you, but you'll move on. And then, do you know that there are two pains in this world? Hmm? There are some pains that are excruciating, but there's this particular pain, is the pain of regret. The things that you are supposed to do that you didn't do. Have you ever met anybody on their deathbed and you tell them to say something, maybe something they mostly it is something they didn't do that they're regretting. And then there's this other kind of dysfunction I see. I see it in some mothers. Though men, I've seen it in fathers too, but I see it in some mothers too. That dream you wanted to live as a young girl because of the cares of the home and the cares of the world, and you want to live it now, your daughter, dictating to her how she should live her life or what she should do. But the cares of whatever it is that you use in sacrificing your growth and building who you should have been. That pain, that regret is strong. I'll tell you the truth. The impact of this less time, limited opportunities, reinforced stereotypes. Because this thing happened to you, then a girl or whoever is trying to grow and shine, you want to stereotype them. Okay, as a woman, you should remain in this circle, you shouldn't move past this. And then when you see that the woman is trying to break free, you attack, you kick in with your Margaret Thatcher, you ain't going nowhere. Oh, wrong. It's wrong. The impact on confidence. It impacts your confidence because now it sends a message to the girl that her primary role and value is domestic. Why the boys are destined for other things. This can unconsciously limit your own view of your potential and your capabilities. If you say I'm wrong, prove me wrong. Being confined to certain roles can actually impact your self-esteem. You will feel, okay, this is the limit we can go. We can't go past this. If we go past this, or this thing is not achievable, just because we are ladies, just because we are girls, we can't do it. Says who? I am not in any way trying to say whatever a man can do, a woman can do. No, I'm saying that as a woman, there are things you can do, and they shouldn't limit you to domestic chores or cooking or cleaning. This is the only thing women should. I remember when we were growing up, I heard some statements that women should be seen, not heard. And some persons in this dispensation still have that mentality. And that's why when it feels or seems that the woman is rising, everybody's trying to, no man will marry you because of the way you are. Or we see something like, ha, this one, she rose to that place. Who knows what she did to get there? Okay, Favored is asking, so how do we strike the balance? The balance is training your girl child to understand that your role is not domestic alone, and making your boy child understand that it's a shared responsibility. Nobody will be entitled. I've seen in a situation where I think I visited the family and I saw something like that. The girl came back, the boy has been at home. I walked into their family house with her. And the next thing, her younger brother, and then the boy is saying he's been hungry and because you've not been around. Like you said, wait, you've been hungry and you couldn't make something for yourself. You're waiting for a sister that just came in to cook for you. The balance is train if as a family we can get this, if a family unit you can get this, everybody can do what the other person can do. Let's live. Let's. I just saw this coming. People, you go hungry. Well, oh God. Seriously. Okay, let's leave reproductive roles alone. Is a woman that gives birth, yeah. But domestic things, survival skills, things you can do for yourself. You can wash your clothes. I saw the one that he will remove his clothes and give his sister to wash it, and the mother will support it. Wash his. Why? You know the one that aches me. You will see a guy misbehaving and doing anything. You not hear the mother say, "Get married." He needs to get married so that. Do women cure madness? Getting married, is it a ticket to go into a psychiatry? And then you now see that guy begin to deal with that lady in a way that is so terrible. He will be a deadbeat husband, a deadbeat husband. And you see a woman, we see it even in Hollywood. A man is washing his clothes. The mother will come outside. That's why I'm washing your clothes. Please do fast so you get married. So wife is washing machine. I don't want to talk too much before there's any feelings. Okay. Challenging this requires conscious effort. I intentionally put this in here because say if you're going to rise, you will challenge the norm. Because the guy recognize that inequality. It starts from the home. And because it starts from the home, sometimes it will warrant that you, as a family member, can begin to lend a voice to this, break that, teach teamwork, responsibility, share responsibility for everybody equally. I'm not saying overboarding the younger children with no. I'm talking about when it comes to male and female. Share the work equally. The one your strength can carry. Go ahead. Okay? But first of all, survival skills. You can make food for yourself as a man, as a boy. You don't need your sister to come and wash your clothes. Wash your clothes, do your laundry. Okay, yeah. Favor, domestic skills is essential for everybody. God first, break the tables. Let's break it. Let everybody take their share. They've scattered the table. No, could just take everything inside. Okay? Value or contributions. Let there be no, because she's a girl, she shouldn't be here. No. Running a household is work, regardless of who does it. Regardless of who does it, running a household is work. And do not for any time think, do you know what is actually annoying with this whole thing? First off, they make it like, okay, they first of all confine you to household chores. Him, he doesn't do those things. He will come back and tell her, you don't do anything in this house. But him is not doing those things. See? If you move outside this nation, you find out that this thing we call household work, laundry, and this is what people live on. They have this as a job and they're paid for it. So if you have someone who does it for you, please turn it into wages or salary, please. At least the person will be doing it with Jesus joy in their heart. Okay? Challenge assumptions. Gently question gender stereotypes when you encounter them in conversation or in media or workspace. Why is it assumed a woman will handle certain skills? Question it. Want to call me feminist? It's okay. Question it. Okay. The actionable step here is this: building confidence also means believing you have the right to pursue your own dreams without being disproportionately burdened by gendered expectations. Did you get that? I'll say it again. Building confidence also means believing that you have the right to pursue your dreams without being disproportionately burdened by gendered expectations. Fair distribution of labor at home is a foundation for equality and opportunity outside it. That gets us to the last topic. I'm sorry if I sounded so mean or harsh. Forgive me. I'm speaking passionately about it because I've walked through this part and I'm here to help you get out of it. Okay, the last topic for tonight. I intentionally called it woman to woman. And in brackets, I wrote, bless you versus crucify you. We know women. We know women. I don't know why it's happening the way it's happening. But I think just because it has lasted for a long time doesn't mean we should leave it that way. Okay? There's this memoir I've been working on. I titled it the heat I felt, or let me say the maltreatment I fixed and those that sponsored it. When it's out, I will let you guys know. The hatred I endured and those that sponsored it. Women. for doing nothing, just out of jealousy. Okay, this final topic is about our relationship with each other as women. Okay, let me say this. You see, this woman to woman. I'm going to have a live webinar on it. I'm going to so develop this topic. I just wanted to chip it in. Okay. I'm going to so develop this topic that when you come to listen to it as a woman, you will change your relationship with your fellow women. And also, you will be better. Even if you are the one that is being crucified. I will say this, bless you is better than crucify. Okay, so woman to woman, bless you versus crucify. It's so sad that the hardest critic of a woman is a fellow woman. The meanest critic of a fellow woman, of a woman is a fellow woman. It's also something that if the society wants to trash you, they will trust a fellow woman with the responsibility to do it and do it the way they want. Because that woman will go overboard and add Jara to what she was asked to do. It's that bad. Sisterhood is not proud of you from that address. Think about a period another woman sincerely supported you. What was that? How long was it? How did you feel? Was it empowering? Now think about how you felt when you were judged, criticized, and gossiped about by other women. How did you feel? I know how it feels, draining and demoralizing. Yeah, Favor, you are absolutely correct. Women find it easy to support a man than to support their fellow women. I don't know why that is. It has become so cancerous. It's eating deep. Like we now see it as a norm. It's not supposed to be normal. Okay, just like I said, this is just a skeletal word, but how do you support active listening, empathy, encouraging, celebrate their successes? It won't take anything from you. If they are going through something, show empathy. If you cannot show empathy, Coco just move. But what will it even cost you to be nice? Kindness doesn't cost a lot. It costs nothing to be kind. It costs nothing. Give, you see this one I want to say, give constructive feedback if and only if you're asked. Because some persons will come, some women will come to you and begin to say, this thing, why not put it this way? I didn't ask you. They're actually telling you that not because they feel it. They're indirectly trying to put you down, but make it look like they're trying to give you a constructive suggestion. If you can relate, if a woman here can relate to it, Abby, constructive criticism, if only you are. I've been there. They're trying to, hey, why not do this? Who asked you? I already perceived what you're doing. It's not constructive. You're trying to put me down, but you want to make it look like, yeah. Nobody asked you. Keep your criticism to yourself. If you're asked, offer your suggestions kindly and respectfully. Focus on the behavior, not the personality. Only when your advice is sought. You do not ask, you keep quiet. It's true, Favor. Even in the music industry, both secular and spiritual, female artists find it. I suppose that's fine. Find it very hard to feature a fellow woman. They would rather feature male artists. True. They don't want you to outshine them. Solidarity, standing for each other, refusing to participate in gossip or negativity, defending another woman, even if she's not there. See, your loyalty is shown when the person is not there and you defend the person. I can clap for you on that. That's loyalty. The person is not there, but you can not the one you finish talking when you not come from. Do you know what they're saying? You know the question I always ask when somebody comes to me and says, do you know what they're saying about it? And whoever said this thing know that you and I are close and said it. The question I ask you is, how was this person comfortable to talk about me in your presence, knowing that we are close? Talk the one way you talk. What did you say? You must have said something that made this person find it comfortable to talk about me in your presence, knowing we are close. You're not a friend. There's something you have said. I encourage the person to say it. Respect boundaries. Accept no as no. Respect her choices, even if they differ from yours. Okay? What does crucify her look like? Constant criticism and judgments, gossiping and spreading rumors, unsolicited advice, comparison and competition. Is it that place where you view her success as a failure? Feeling threatened instead of being inspired. You're crucifying a fellow woman. And tomorrow you want to succeed and people will clap for you. But reap what you sow. Undermining, downplaying the achievement, softly putting it down. Maybe someone tells you, hey, this scarf I'm wearing, do you know the one I mean? It's very simple. Anybody can do it. Why would you do that? Why not? Or even if you can do it, wow, this is so beautiful. Encourage that person. Okay? Exclusion, deliberately leaving someone out, forming cliques. You see that thing? We are caucus. I belong to an organization where I saw this. Us. You see that clique thing? Avoid it. We are the whatever you call it. I'm sorry, this thing happens in spiritual circles too, not just secular. Even where we lift holy hands, I don't know whether they're. Okay. Conclusively, I asked the question, why does this pull her down syndrome happen? Sometimes it stems from insecurity, jealousy, internalized sexism, or societal pressure that pits women against each other. The society has found out that we don't like ourselves, right? So they will subtly put it so that you fight the other girl. And once they just put it, you will buy it. And off you go. What you hear is soldier go, you will not hear soldier come. You will just go with this time. Why? We have the power to change this dynamic. That's the truth. It starts with you. Let's make a conscious choice to be women who build each other. Compliment freely, you won't die. Your hair is fine. And don't attach any other thing to it. Your hair is beautiful. I like your shoes. You sing so well. Your handwriting is fine. You have a very good sense of fashion. It takes nothing from you. Do you know one thing I found that if you can confidently and comfortably give compliments, you are healthy. Your inner man is healthy. If you always put people down, you are damaged. You need healing. Something is wrong with you. Offer support genuinely, listen without judgment. When we create circles of trust and encouragement, we all become stronger and more confident. It's true. Just imagine with the number, because they say in every population, anywhere you are, women are more in number. Just imagine all of us gather together and support each other. Even this thing we're talking about, emotional abuse, domestic violence, and blah, 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 and all these things we're saying. If we support each other, we will have less of this in the society. It would have been reduced by now. But you go on social media now and see a woman come out to cry as her husband is abusing her. It's a fellow woman that will tell her, deal with it, stay there. Yeah, don't come out like that. There are no men again for you to marry. You're not the only one who's good. And tomorrow if she dies, why didn't how are you so hypocritical? To your own self, be true. You cannot take it. Okay. I will choose to bless you over crucify her. Because even when they tell lastly for this topic, it's Reach out to her this week with a genuine compliment or word of encouragement. I'll say it again. Think of a woman in your life you admire or appreciate. Reach out to her this week with a genuine compliment or a word of encouragement. With this, we are we have come to the end of this session, so I am open to your questions. Okay, give it to me. Yeah, Favor said, even if featuring your fellow woman in business, fashion, events, even if it's as little as genuine picture, it will help. And then another thing to it, you that they are featuring, don't go there to steal the show. Because they will still want to put you in there. You will not go there and steal the show. Let everybody see me. Tomorrow she will not feature you again. What is there that she gives you a platform and then you acknowledge it? Some of you will not want to acknowledge. You want to do it like it was your idea, it's your show. And tomorrow, if she doesn't come out, you start dragging her on social media. And she's feeling threatened. She's not feeling threatened. You too do. Your own is too much. I don't know. I'm just angry, but women, please, we can do better. Okay, please. Sorry for my tone of voice. I think I'm just passionate about this topic. Okay, and coupled with personal experiences. So forgive me. And please, if you have followed up until this moment, you are the real MVP. Please subscribe, share this link, share this particular event, share the link, let people watch. Please encourage them to subscribe. Please, if you have not subscribed, please click the subscribe button. Thank you so much. So I am ready and open for your questions. Okay, we have 15 minutes left for the time to elapse for this session. If you have any question, throw it. If you don't, we will call it a night. Thank you, everyone that joined. I'm so grateful. God bless you. And another thing I want to add to this is some of these topics will become books. I'm already working on a few of them. But you see, this woman to woman, it's going to be a book. Okay, we need to address some norms, some things. Okay, I don't think anybody's talking, so should we call it a night? If it's a yes, please say yes. If it's a yes, please say yes. If you still have questions, maybe after now, you can go to the comment section and drop it there. I will attend to it. Okay, God first said no question, ma. All right, I think at this point we call it a night. Thank you, God first, thank you, Favored, thank you, everyone, and do have yourself a good night and a good week. See you next Sunday. So I wanted us to have a little vote on this. Should we do this more often on Sundays? Like we already know that as far as it's Sunday, we have something to talk about, except otherwise announced. If you're okay with that, can actually signify, okay? If you're okay with that, like every Sunday talk, except the days we say we are not saying nothing, then we'll leave it alone. Or if you're not going to have it any Sunday, we will get the notification before time. So is anybody saying something? All right, have a good night.